Well, I am Red Goth. I am a VRChat troll YouTuber, and I have a persona that is a gothic demon queen, basically.
So what inspired you to start trolling on VRChat?
Uh, Funny enough, it was by a guy that doesn't actually troll on VRChat named Good Griefs. I don't know if you ever heard of him. But I watched him. He did. I don't know. I randomly got recommended one day that he was doing these poker trolling videos, and I think it's like a metaverse poker game thing or something. And I don't know. I just loved what he did. He trolled, and he was super funny, and he'd play characters. And what I liked about him the most is that he doesn't do the very boring kind of just, oh, be an asshole and you get a reaction. He kind of just will play a character that is so ridiculous that people will just be like, this guy's crazy, and it's just funny, the reactions. But yeah, and that's kind of why I just started to be like, oh, maybe I should try VRChat trolling, because I love doing that too. I just didn't record it.
So can you describe your journey into creating the VRChat trolling content? What was your initial experiences?
I guess it was a lot harder to be funny than I thought. It actually takes a lot more effort. And also I would say there's actually more chill people on VRChat than I assumed, because sometimes I'll be playing an annoying character and people just stay chill. So I found that interesting. Sometimes it's like striking a gold mine when you find people that actually fall for the troll.
So how did you decide on your specific style of content creation? Did it evolve naturally, or was it a conscious choice?
I would say it probably a little bit of both. I mean, I've always been trying to do a goth punky atmosphere type of theme. I think the evolution was it just got better looking, I guess, like just better produced, I guess.
Can you walk us through your creative process when developing these video ideas?
I'm sorry, can you say that again? You cut out.
Can you walk us through the process of developing these ideas?
Or ideas for what?
For your videos.
Okay. I mean, the only real planning I have is sometimes I'll just write down ideas for funny ways to maybe troll or be a character. But besides that, I basically just will hop on VRChat and I'll just look for worlds that I know sometimes are easier to troll in. Like, for some reason, board game worlds, like any worlds where it's like a game that everybody's just standing there and basically talking. Is really, really ripe for trolling for some reason. I think it's just because there's nowhere to go, maybe. So everybody's kind of forced to listen into what's happening, and everybody wants a say in it. So I think it's a better controlled environment for the chaos of trolling. But besides that, I mean, that's all the real planning there is in the trolling videos.
So what is your editing process like? How do you choose which clips to include in your videos and which to not?
So I stream my trolling, and then I'll take anything from the stream that I find is funny enough. Usually it'll just be like somebody crashing out over something silly. Like this one guy, he just went crazy at me because this video is not out yet. I'm about to get this out there, but this guy goes crazy because I kept asking to be an actor in, I forgot what it's called, but it's like that world where you can be in a play. And I just kept asking, like, I want to be an actor. And this guy kept like basically yelling at me and screaming, saying, I'm not the director, I can't make you an actor. So that obviously, that part of the stream is gonna be a video where, somewhere in a compilation. But there's a lot of dead air or just not that funny stuff that just will only just stay in the stream.
What kind of feedback do you typically receive from your audience?
I would say it's fairly mixed. I mean, if it's from fans, it's usually positive. But if it's just from anyone who's watched my videos, I would say I recently started getting some people that are like, oh, I'm usually into trolling, but this guy's just being a jerk. And then some of them say, they're just copying Glass, or they're just copying other trolls. This is boring. But then some people just think it's funny, or some people just say stuff like, "Can't believe you broke character, dude. That guy was crazy." But that's about it.
So, how does the audience feedback influence your content creation?
I mean, I personally am having fun with what I'm doing, what I'm creating, and I think that it's entertaining. And it's clearly successful because I've been getting more views than ever from doing this. So, the negative audience reaction, I mean, I don't really care personally.
So, have you ever received comments from the people you troll?
No, I want to make it clear. I kind of just started doing this. I only have 3 trolling videos up. I started the 1st of October, so I don't think I have enough of a following, or people even know who I am for people to be able to like look me up and be like, I'm in here. And I also haven't told anyone that they're being trolled into look me up. So I don't that hasn't happened.
How do you navigate the community dynamics within VRChat? For example, there are players who have phantom touch, phantom sense, something like that. There are players who fake disorders. There are age regressing players, things like that. How do you handle and deal with all of that?
I guess I just don't. I mean, I don't really take those things into consideration because I feel like they don't really matter. Um, I mean, I guess some may be easier to troll or piss off than others, but that's really all I think about that.
So, what are your thoughts on VRChat families?
I think that VRChat families are really cringe. I think I mean, it's just sad and cringe. I just feel like if somebody has to make a VRChat family, then clearly they're missing that in real life. And I don't feel like it's a healthy way to cope. I think that they should focus on their real life and perhaps try to find real family. Um, Especially when it's adults trying to have minors as their, quote unquote VR kids. Especially when that gets inappropriate, which I've noticed it does usually happen.
Is there ever a moment where a situation just played out perfectly for one of your videos and you didn't even have to say a word, maybe a few words, but you didn't have to do much?
Yeah, I had this video. It's my second video. It's the what's it called? VRChat furry thinks women are his property one. Which he doesn't really think that. At least I don't think he does. I'm acting like a character that thinks he is thinking that way, just because he's defending his girlfriend basically from me. Because there's this girl that I basically am like, hey, you skipped me in Cards Against Humanity. I want you to apologize. And he just like comes in and he's just like, hey, that's my girlfriend. Leave her alone. And I didn't have to do anything really. Like he kind of just the whole video is just roasting me and saying I'm an old man and stuff. And it was really good. I basically didn't have to say much of anything.
So, what sets your content apart from the other VRChat trolling creators out there?
I try my best to not just be an asshole. I try my best to actually be funny, and actually make it to where even the people I'm trolling can have a good time, ironically. Because there has been times that the people I'm trolling actually just will laugh. Like, they don't really, they're not offended or anything. They're having as much of a good time as me. It's just that I'm the butt of the joke. And I think that's the main thing that differentiates, kind of like, I guess, bullies and just, I guess, good old trollers. I feel like a lot of them are just kind of bullies. They're kind of just trying to vent out their need to harass people. While as in me, what I'm trying to do is try to just, I don't know, I guess, make people laugh. And I feel like that's the main difference.
Are there any specific themes or messages you aim to convey through your videos?
Yes, I want people to see how ridiculously strange VRChat is, especially for the people who literally will live on VRChat and abandon their real lives. one of the big reasons I troll is to highlight that and expose that and just be like, hey guys, these people think this is real life. They take things so seriously, and it's sad, and don't do this, and it's unhealthy, and I hope they get as many people as possible to understand that through my videos, so that maybe, I don't know, hopefully there's a change. Hopefully VRChat gets less infested with, uh, I guess people living on it, because it's unhealthy.
How do you handle really horrible situations when you're recording for a video? Like, this is like you interact with someone and they react in a way that you're thinking, this is just too bad and I can't even put this on YouTube.
I don't think I've really bumped into anything like that yet. I'm sure I will. But I mean, I guess it just varies. So it'd be heavily dependent on what the bad thing is. I mean, if it's a minor that's being sexually exploited, then I'm probably gonna try my best to somehow be able to expose that. But if someone's like, saying stuff about ending their life or something, or that they're hurting themselves, I probably wouldn't post that.
So how do you define success for your channel? Is it the most views, the most likes, the most comments, the most shares, or is it the best interactions, the best editing? What is it?
Can you repeat the question? The first one?
How do you define success for your channel?
Success for my channel. I would say views for sure. I'm not sure about that either. I suppose creating a community would probably be the best flag of success, where a group of people are constantly commenting or just constantly active in the community that I make, that's specifically derived from my content. Then I think that'd be a really good sign of success. Obviously views help, but views, subscribers, likes are not everything. You actually have to have a community for your channel to thrive, which I don't think I really have one yet, but eventually I hope to grow one.
What challenges have you faced as a VRChat trolling content creator?
A lot of people are going to judge you, and a lot of people are going to think what you're doing is wrong or immoral. No matter how you troll, they're going to think that you're just a bully, probably, or you're just harassing people. You can't please everybody. So I guess that's not necessarily a problem per se, but it's I guess it's a obstacle I have to deal with, just because there'll be some people that don't agree, and I don't know, that could affect things sometimes, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna do what I believe is right and what makes me happy, and that's all that matters.
Are there any creators who inspire your work or your style?
Good Griefs for 100%. Also, everybody go subscribe. Good Griefs, love that guy. I actually edited for him a little bit, but he inspired me for sure to troll at all, and at least make a YouTube out of it. But if there's anybody else, I guess Meso Mayo. I do actually really like his content for VRChat trolling. I'd say he's super chill. He never really does anything that's just, oh, you're being a dick. How creative, and you're just gonna make people mad. That's it. He actually just is chill as hell, and somehow people get upset at that. So yeah, I like him a lot.
What are your future goals for the channel?
I do want to get bigger, obviously. I want to keep growing as much as I can. But another big thing that I'm really wanting to do is I've been trying to start a new movement to shut down VRChat, because of all the predatory activity happening on the game, and how many minors that I bump into that are being sexually exploited or groomed. I actually bump into that at least once every time I go on VRChat, as long as I'm going on there, to play or to troll. I'm not just hopping for like a few seconds. But yeah, that's something that I have a goal for. I'd like to, if we can't shut down VRChat, at least let's have some backlash, because VRChat hasn't had backlash. The only backlash it's ever had was when it took away people's mods. and then people actually were like, let's boycott VRChat. I find it really sad that with the amount of videos out there over the years exposing how many minors get exploited every day on VRChat, that people choose to just make excuses or ignore that, and don't boycott for that reason. So I'm hoping I can do something with that. I'd really like to get as many VRChat troll YouTubers together to do big, huge raids on VRChat and just continue to make chaos until change happens, because it's not, in my opinion.
What if I told you that one of the top dogs at VRChat already know about the problems in the game and might actually be condoning them?
Condoning? Wow.
Allegedly.
I see.
Yeah.
Is there anything like happening because of that?
Nothing that I know of. I just know that the other people I talk to, they tell me a little bit about this one guy.
And say again what he is? He's the leader or something?
He's like, I don't know if he's the creator of VRChat or just one of the top developers. I don't really know all the specifics, but apparently he uses like a lolly avatar, if you know what that is, and yeah, he knows the problems, allegedly.
He knows the problems, I see. But he knows them, but he condones them too? Like that's for a fact? Or
possibly, but that's not a fact.
Okay.
Everything's alleged, but this is what I've been hearing from other sources.
Well, hey, I mean, if they're condoning it, then we need that to be exposed as soon as possible, because that's what I truly believe. I mean, I think it's complete. And are you allowed to cuss on here? I don't know if you're allowed.
I don't censor a thing. It's okay.
Okay. Yeah. I've believed for a while now that these fuckers are 100% like the developers. They know what's happening. I know they know it. And the fact that they haven't done anything, or they're very slowly, we're gonna have some sort of update that's gonna be safety for minors. It's just like, it's just bull fucking shit. It's bullshit. They're prolonging it as long as possible for whatever reason, and this has been happening for years. So it's just like, for people that continue to say, oh, but they're doing something, they said in an update that they're working on it. It's just like, well, who cares? That's not enough. We need something now.
How do you see the future of VRChat content creation evolving? Is it going to evolve, or is it stagnant?
That's a really hard question. I mean, I've seen so many different types of content creation from VRChat, so I think it would continue to evolve for sure. I mean, just recently I saw someone trying to do a game show with VRChat, which was actually pretty cool. But yeah, I think it would just continue to evolve, especially when trolling for VRChat specifically is booming now.
So if you could give one piece of advice to any other people who want to do VRChat trolling or just VRChat content in general, what would it be?
Try to have fun. I would say that's really important. If you're not having fun, then the content's probably not going to be good. And focus on being the butt of the joke, because I think that's just what makes trolling actually funny, is when you're the butt of the joke and you're making people really think that you're some sort of crazy character. Seeing the reactions is great, and it's a better vibe, I feel like, than kind of just making fun of people. Which, not saying I don't do that sometimes, but I usually only do that if they're already making fun of me, and I just go back as like a character, like, oh yeah, well, you look funny, like, sort of thing. Or especially if I suspect them of being a predator or doing something inappropriate with a minor, then I'll 100% bully them. But that's my only real advice. Oh, and then of course, with anything you make in life, some people will not be okay with it or like it, and you just have to accept that you can't please everyone. It doesn't mean what you're doing is bad or wrong or not good. So,
what do you think is the biggest misconception about VRChat trolling?
I think the biggest misconception would probably be, I guess, that they're all just bullies, and they're all, living at home with their mom type of people, when that's usually said by people who literally live on VRChat. in their mom's basement type of stuff. So I think that's probably the biggest misconception. But yeah,
So, what is your ultimate dream as a content creator?
ultimate dream. I suppose being able to do this all whenever I feel like, and being able to create a community of people that I can entertain and we can laugh together and have fun. I think that would be probably what it would be. And then, of course, to grow would be nice enough to make some money off of it so that I can focus completely on my creative passions. But yeah.
So, this is the end. Is there anything else you'd like to share with your audience or potential viewers?
Yes, give me one moment. Actually, I have some notes. Yes, I'd like to actually explain the Red Goth character for a moment, if that'd be okay.
Go ahead.
So Red Goth is a persona. They're obviously my online identity, but they are not 100% me. They're a vigilante type character I created. They're a dictator queen femboy thing from some part of hell. And it's a way for me to stay anonymous and safe, as well as create interest and hype for those around me watching my videos and stuff. I find that you need something iconic to pull people in, and I think that Red Goth could be iconic. I mean, they're iconic to me, but I hope that other people could see how iconic, a badass queen could be. I feel like that's iconic. And it's very theatric, and it's just it's a character, right? And I think you really need that when it comes to VRChat trolling, especially to I guess differentiate yourself from the other trolls. And then there are propaganda posters I have all over my YouTube banner, and when in my Be Right Back stream little tab, there's propaganda posters because the Red Goth Queen, she has skeletons, basically a skeleton civilization that they all kneel to her, they all work for her, but there's like a political civil war going on where some skeletons are trying to cancel the queen all the time, and some skeletons are like, no, the queen is great. Red Goth is a free thinker. It's a symbol of independence. Ironically, even though they're like a dictator character, they're getting canceled constantly for what they say and what they do and believe. So it's a theme that I think is cool, that no matter how bad things can get, to stay true to yourself, and your haters end up becoming your motivators, and that free thinking is dangerous. And the propaganda poster that says free thinking is dangerous, it's supposed to be for the people who hate when others are trying to climb out of the crab bucket, so to speak. They want people to stay sheepish, stay agreeable, stay the same. And this could be for people like the government trying to control us, bullies, celebrities, content creators. You get the picture. And also being yourself, having opinions means to be judged, and you aren't always going to be judged right. And sometimes you're going to be demonized no matter what you do, even if you do nothing wrong. And but yeah, I think that was just important to say, because I want people to really get that from my YouTube channel.